Well, good morning. It's Thursday, April 8th. I'm about 15-20 minutes from camp. Started up a hill, still going up the hill. Just kind of got along this ridge. Nice view to start the day. It's supposed to rain today. Hoping that holds off. Trying to make 15 miles. If it is going to be rain in the forecast, I'll try to get into the shelter. On I go. Love how things change so quickly. Came around, that's the direction I'm heading. Came around the corner, I'm up on another bald. I think they're pretty frequent. From this point forward, some bigger and more well-known than others, but still it's pretty awesome. And then in a second I go back into the trees. I guess I'm at the top, or at the top soon, and head down. About 3/4 mile in is all. I'm coming down Big Butt, bald. That at the top was very strenuous. A lot of rocks like yesterday's, except it was for, a third to half of a mile versus 3 or 4 miles for the same thing, thank goodness. But on my way down, on the rocks and the steps, and trying to slowly pick my way through safely. Another hiker I met yesterday named Jackrabbit comes through, demonstrating why he has the name Jackrabbit. And I commented to him that you got the youth and the energy. But the more I thought about it after he left, it's a great example of mindset. He's got the youth and the energy and the stamina, but he also has the fearlessness it takes to bound down some of these boulders and rocks and steps and trails and all conditions. And so he's got to have a strong mind-body connection, because his mind trusts his body. If your foot does come down in an unexpected way, because he's moving fast, he doesn't have time to react, it's going to know how to react, or at least intuitively, collapse the body down on a turned ankle, try to use momentum to your advantage if it unexpectedly takes you one direction. I don't have the quickness or the, maybe I've got the mind-body connection, but I don't have the quickness to execute it. So anyway, I thought that was I'll have to talk to him if I see him in camp tonight. I think is a good example. I just left a shelter that was about 6.5 miles from where I stayed, had lunch. This is the water source for that shelter. It's a nice water source. The water is flowing well. So you can see right here on the trail, which is unusual. I like to stop and soak my feet in there. But I'm moving on. Just talking, there are several people there at the shelter. One guy came up, asked, he said, "Yeah, I heard you're a Wim Hof instructor." I said, "Yes." "Well, I've been reading about it and I'd be interested." So I've told people, anybody wants to learn on the trail, I'll give you a quick down and dirty, give you the basics on doing the breathing. So then I found out it's not on gut hooks, but there's a hostel about 3 miles ahead. And with thunderstorms coming in, I think instead of I'm good on timing. I'm not planning on being in Irwin until Saturday. So today was going to be a long day, but the next 2 days were going to be relatively short. It was just because of the spacing of the shelters. So this means I'll be stopping at about mile 10 if I do find the hostel and decide to stay there, which would be nice. And I can split the other 6 miles over the next 2 days. So anyway, had a good lunch, got plenty of water, and on 3 miles to see if I can find this hostel. It's amazing, this is just half a mile past my last comments about after leaving the shelter. Just the idea of the hostel being ahead put a bounce in my step. I think it's the concern or desire not to sleep out in the thunderstorm. I would stay in the shelter tonight. I think I'd be plenty early enough to get a spot in the shelter. But still, if you had a choice to be out or not, I'd rather be in. So if the hostel is really there, These guys say it is. If it's available, which I assume this early in the day, I'll be there, I don't know what time, by noon, 1 o'clock. And it's cheap, 20 bucks for a bunk. It sounds like the place to be. So anyway, I'll certainly update on whether my inflated tires worked or if it was a mirage. Sorry, I've been looking down at the ground. Well, I'm looking for this shelter, and I just see the guys I was with, and they're going forward. Well, it turns out the hostel was 4/10 of a mile further down the trail, so not there yet. But now, instead of being in front of everybody, I'm behind everybody, so hopefully they have plenty of bunks. Oh, just came up from a gap, and that was pretty good. Oh, it's a double barrier here. Step over and go around. So anyway, should be there in a little bit, and I'll report back then. All right, found it. Laurel Hostel, Eva Lane. So it looks like I see a great little creek here to lay down in. So if I end up staying, I might give that a shot. The water looks good. Well, we are in the deep south. I think I got a bunk and place for me to stay. I'm in.